All right, so we have some updates, guys, from the Capitol, the insurrection. Literally coup attempt by Donald Trump. One woman, 4 people died yesterday. 1 was shot on Capitol grounds. 3 others died following a medical emergency during the riot. Now, the women who died had been identified by the Washington Post as a 35-year-old former Air Force veteran by the name of Ashli Babbitt. There she is. She was very big on social media, very combative about immigration policy, very anti-immigrant, very pro-Trump. In September, she was wearing a T-shirt in one of her videos for the QAnon moment, the far-right conspiracy theory movement that Trump has been tweeting about. I mean, the reality is, Donald Trump is responsible for this death as anybody. Mm-hmm. Okay, because he's the one who brought all of this lies into social media. He's the one who brought to the forefront this whole QAnon movement, which is about a pizza parlor that's giving sex trade to senators. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Now, before her death, she had used her social media to express support for Trump, echo many of his conspiracy theories. And it was because of all of this that she came to Washington to protest, believing that the election was stolen from Donald Trump when everybody knows it wasn't, except these 30,000 people who really believe it. Meanwhile, the U.S. Secret Service, so she's dead, 35-year-old woman. Meanwhile, the U.S. Secret Service is significantly ramping up security. Where was the security? What bothers me more than anything else, I mean, a lot bothers me, okay? So I don't want to say this bothers me more than anything else, but when Black Lives Matter marches were going on against all of the civil rights violations for the years and years and years and years and years, and they're actually protesting that, people are protesting, say, hey, just treat me right.
That's it.
That was it. Just treat me right. They had the military. They shot at protesters.
Rubber bullets.
Okay. They had, I don't know if you ever saw that picture about 70 or 100 active duty people in the military on top of the Lincoln Memorial, protecting the Lincoln Memorial. And the reason they claim they had all of this is because they knew ahead of time that it was being organized on social media, and they prepared for it. How in the world did nobody know? How in the world did nobody know that this was going to happen?
Oh, man,
How did nobody have any police presence? I mean, it's happening on social media.
I don't
People are
believe
organizing themselves. 30,000 people coming down.
I don't believe that they didn't know. I believe that they knew. This is the thing. When you're not afraid of any type of consequence because you're walking with your people, you get away with this type of stuff. I think that they knew about this.
Who's they?
The police.
The police, the military.
The military. Yes, I believe they knew. There's no way that this many people could come.
It's the Capitol Police, the Armed Services, the National Guard who is the head of all of that? That's the President of the United States. So you don't believe that people in the executive branch didn't put people on notice in the military that, hey, we're going to have a problem. Let's get some more people there.
Yes, I don't believe that. I don't believe they did that.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah. I mean, the way they treated these people shows that they knew. The way they escorted them out, they didn't shackle them like they did with the Black Lives Matter protesters. The way they were taking selfies with them, they weren't shooting rubber bullets at them like they did at the Black Lives Matter protests. Like, it's wild the way they treated them compared to any of the peaceful protests that we've had. I told you, my sister was at a peaceful protest in Brooklyn. Her and her friends got arrested, literally not doing anything but peacefully protesting. And these people run amok in the Capitol.
So, remember when they were running amok in the Michigan Capitol too?
Yep.
Of course, people are also discussing online that, mainstream media, and it's like, so who's capturing these things and these videos? And like, I've seen people post a lot of conversations on that. But when you look at a lot of the footage too, like, I don't know if you guys caught, but there was this one African-American officer. He was literally alone.
Running up the stairs.
This mob is like through the stairs. Yeah. And like this mob is coming through and he's like, you know, calling for help and things. And it's also like, where is all the aggression that we saw during the Black Lives Matter? Like, where is it? Like, people are literally picking up podiums, walking away. Like, where is the heavy aggression that we saw months ago when we were just trying to build awareness? Like, where was this yesterday? And it's just like, how did they, quote unquote, like, not see this coming? Like, how do you not see this large group of people approaching the Capitol, where it's like, it's just, there's just a lot of things off here.
What's wild to me personally is the fact that Donald Trump would say kneeling on one knee during the anthem, the Star Spangled Banner, is a disrespect to this country, because we're kneeling on the knee not to disrespect the country, but to say we just want to be equal, but doesn't say anything about this being disrespectful to the country.
That's absolutely right. That's actually an excellent point, Yo-Yo. I didn't ever thought about that, but you're 100%
wild to me.
I thought about Donald Trump saying he's law and order, and you know, this ain't law and order, okay? But you're right. What is more disrespectful?
And we say we're not disrespecting the country. We're not.
What is more? I mean, I don't find it disrespectful to kneel during the national anthem.
Especially personally, if we say we're not trying to
right, because you're not saying, all you're saying is, I want to bring attention to something I think is wrong.
That's it.
Okay. What Donald Trump did is he told 30,000 people the election was stolen from us. Go into that building and take it back.
There you go.
Meanwhile, after abandoning the proceedings as rioters forced their way into the Capitol, the House and Senate finally last night elected Joe Biden. The final electoral vote was 306 to 232. It is supposed to be a ceremonial vote. This turned into mass chaos. You know, there was tense moments. Representative Connor Lamb, a Democrat from Pennsylvania, told Republicans their objections had no merit, which upset Maryland Republican Representative Andy Harris, who called Lamb a liar, and the two nearly got into a fistfight. Meanwhile, Senator Lindsey Graham, a staunch supporter of Donald Trump, vigorously defended certifying the electoral vote. Mitch McConnell and Vice President Mike Pence had voiced their belief in the legitimacy of Biden's victory. Now, if you notice something, this is my 2 cents, you'll see that senators, for the most part, are siding with the Constitution. You know, Mitch McConnell, for example, who was a big, staunch supporter of Donald Trump. Lindsey Graham, big, staunch supporter of Donald Trump. They're falling in line. They're not supporting Donald Trump. Why? It's so freaking selfish. Because both Lindsey Graham and Mitch McConnell just got reelected, which means they don't have to face the voters for 6 more years, which means they're not scared of Donald Trump. Donald Trump can't get them out of office, because all the people that went up against Donald Trump says to his Twitter followers, we're going to vote him out of office. He's not a Trump supporter. But now that the election's over, they got 6 more years before there's another election. Donald Trump will be off the stage by then. They don't care. So now all of a sudden you see Lindsey Graham, Mitch McConnell saying, hey, Donald, what you're doing is wrong.
Now they're speaking up.
Where was this before the election?
Right.
We saw this coming for 3.5 years. Since Charlottesville, I have been saying, Yo-Yo, you have been saying, Vanessa, since I've known you, you have been saying this. Since Charlottesville, we have been saying that this is what it's going to end up to be. Yeah. And everyone's saying to us here, Brad, you're crazy, you're crazy. It's just all
it didn't take the magic 8 ball to figure this one out.
It didn't. And you know what? No matter what you think Donald Trump did positively, okay? I spoke to somebody, they go, yeah, I disagree with everything that happened, but, you know, he did get the vaccine out. I go, oh, you're telling me that no other human being could have gotten this vaccine done in a year? Come on. He wasn't even the scientist. It was private companies that did it. So give me a break.
They give him too much credit.
Yeah. I said, give me a break. Meanwhile, Trump still is saying that even though he disagrees with the outcome of the election and the facts, say that he won, he will have an orderly transition. And the reason is because everybody's leaving his cabinet. Mike Mulvaney, his chief of staff, has resigned. Matt Pottinger and Stephanie Grisham's the chief of staff of Lady Melania Trump, resigned. Elaine Chao, the transportation secretary, resigned.
Wow.
Former military officials who served under Trump, including the first defense secretary, James Mattis, strongly condemned Trump's actions. And top Democrats in Congress, including Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, they are requesting for Mike Pence to invoke the 25th Amendment of the United States of America, which is if the vice president and a majority of his cabinet say that the president is unable and unfit for office, that Mike Pence can take over for the last 13 days, submit a letter to Congress. Congress then has 48 hours for a 2/3 majority to vote President Trump to leave office. It's harder to invoke the 25th Amendment than it is to impeach him, because for impeachment, you only need 50% of Congress. For the 25th Amendment, it is 2/3, but it happens in 48 hours. And it's really supposed to cover times like when, God forbid, the president gets assassinated or is in a coma and there's nobody running the government.
Yeah.
And by the way, don't be surprised if Trump gets impeached anyway. I don't think they have time to impeach him within the last 13 days. It's really terrifying because you don't know what the enemies of the United States are planning over these 13 days. There's literally nobody in charge for the next 13 days. Literally. Who's in charge? Nobody.
Right.
So we'll see what happens. Mark Zuckerberg has kicked Trump off of Facebook and Instagram. Twitter has banned him for 12 hours. I don't believe as of now Donald Trump has been allowed to tweet.
So wait, when they say kick him off, like all the way off?
All the way off, at least until he is out of office for the next 13 days.
Good.
So he is not able to incite any more violence.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we had to take a look at what the Trump family was doing through all of this. Supermodel Karlie Kloss, she is married to Jared Kushner's brother. Jared Kushner is married to Ivanka Trump, and he is one of Donald Trump's right-hand key man. Now, Kloss is pregnant with Josh Kushner's son. They're married. It's going to be their first child. And she tweeted on Wednesday that she has tried to tell her sister and brother-in-law that refusing to accept the results of a legitimate democratic election and inciting violence is anti-American.
Yes.
So the Kushners are now in a big fight.
Wow.
Now, Kloss had also slammed the mob of Trump supporters who broke into the Capitol, tweeting, "Accepting the results of a legitimate democratic election is patriotic. Refusing to do so and inciting violence is anti-American." Her post sparked instant criticism from one social media user who fired back that she should tell your sister and brother-in-law this. She responded by saying, "I've tried."
Oof. Could you imagine being married into that family? Good for her.
Good
Absolutely.
For her. Yeah, well, she was dating Josh for like 7-8 years. They've been together a long time, well before Trump even decided to run for president. And, she just like, oh, I found this rich dude. I'm a supermodel. I found this rich dude. Little did she know.
Right.
She's marrying the devil's family.
I mean, I guess you could say the same thing about Melania. Melania's like, hey, I found this rich dude. And little did I know what was going to happen, right?
Right.
True.
And here she is.
Meanwhile, Tiffany Trump is facing a backlash for being absolutely tone deaf, as in the middle of the siege on the U.S. Capitol, she decided to go to Twitter to wish her brother, Eric Trump, a happy birthday. I love you, and I'm so grateful to have you by my side.
Like nothing else is happening.
Like nothing, like I'm sorry. Dear Eric, I love you, and I'm happy that you're by my side. Oh, Dad is burning down the Capitol. Dad is trying to take a coup of the United States of America, the most powerful country in the world.
Yeah. But make sure to bundle up. It's been chilly out.
Yeah, happy birthday. I'll send you some cupcakes later. Tone deaf.
Tone deaf.
That was posted around a few minutes before 6 o'clock.
5:48 definitely was when everything was way after. Hours have gone by.
Now, social media users were quick to criticize Tiffany. She said, someone said, "Read the room, Tiffany. Read the room. Read the room, Tiffany.
I like that.
Read the room."
Read the room. I like that.
Meanwhile, world leaders were condemning the horrifying riot at the U.S. Capitol building. Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister of the UK, condemned the disgraceful scenes in U.S. Congress. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said the Canadians are deeply disturbed and saddened by the violent actions of Trump supporters. German Foreign Minister Heiko Maas compared the violence to the Nazis burning the Reichstag Parliament building in 1933, saying, "The enemies of democracy will rejoice at these inconceivable images." Iranian President Hassan Rouhani called Trump a sick person who had disgraced his country. Probably the only thing I've agreed with the president of Iran in the last decade.
Right.
Top diplomats and leaders in Iceland, France, Austria, Poland, Ecuador, Colombia, and Scotland, among others, reminded the U.S. of its role as a global model of democracy, something that we have shirked our responsibility for the last 4 years. And shockingly, Russian President Vladimir Putin, not a word. Meanwhile, Democrat Jon Ossoff defeated incumbent Senator David Perdue. The Democrats are now in control of the entire U.S. government, starting in about 13 more days. They will control the U.S. Senate. They will control the House of Representatives, and they will also control the executive branch, which is the President of the United States of America. The Democrats have 2 years to get as much as they can done. Obama never had all 3 branches of government throughout his 8 years in office.
Wow.
He never had it. So this is unusual for Democrats. They have 2 years to do it because most people believe that in 2022, the Republicans will probably, if history is a guide, they always would, whoever is the party that is out of power in the first 2 elections after the presidential election generally wins back Senate and House seats. So unless something changes, most likely the Republicans will control the Senate again in 2022, and most likely it will be a much closer margin between Republicans and Democrats. So they got basically 2 years to do it. They're talking. What I hear is a check for $2,000 being sent to everybody. Yo-Yo and Vanessa will be like, party!
Please.
And also we're hearing major immigration reform, which means that the squad is going to be going, party!
That's what the squad likes to hear.
That's right. So
Brad's dance.
Come on, girl, catch the wave. Catch the wave.
So
Carol Anderson, catch the wave.
So we will see what happens. Biden will, it's the first 100 days.
Wow.
That is generally when, in almost every administration, it's the first 100 days that get the most done.
Don Harriet mentioned, sorry to interrupt, she said Obama's hands were tied.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, what generally we would have thought, and this is my opinion again. Now, I'm pretty good at these opinions. Like, remember when I said Twitter's going to kick Trump off?
Yes.
I said 3 days ago, right before I knew it. Right. I said it was after going to happen. But now, because of what happened, I believe that at least in the short term, there is going to be a lot more agreement among congressmen and senators about getting things done in Washington. Certainly, the senators and Republicans were more in the center. The centered Democrats, the centered Republicans. So I believe that Joe Biden and the Democrats have an extraordinarily unique opportunity in the next 100 days to really do some major things for immigration, for the environment, for civil rights, for gun control, for everything that social justice, for everything that we have been talking about. I hope and pray, because I believe there's this unique opportunity in the next 100 days to do it.
Nice.
So we're going to have a lot. And what Donald Trump did yesterday made it, to me, more likely that it will happen because there's going to be more camaraderie. You know, when you are sitting in a room, locked in a room with crazy people outside who may have guns and bombs and they want to kill you, okay, that Democrat and that Republican who may have been fighting over policy, they're bonding.
Yeah.
You're bonding at that moment. Okay, so I really believe psychologically, I haven't read anything about this, it's just my own spidey sense.
Yes.
But I believe that there's going to be this unique opportunity, and we'll see what happens.
Nice.
We will see what happens. By the way, COVID still exists. I have not gotten my vaccine yet. I now want it.
Yeah.
Right now. They're not offering it to me, but I want it. I think everybody wants it at this point.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
Yeah, you know, somebody texted me yesterday, they're like, I'm done with COVID. I go, you're done with COVID? I was done with it like in March. A year ago. I was done with it before it even showed up. I was done with it. So archaeologists in Pompeii, you know, Pompeii, Italy,
Yes.
where, you know, the city in Italy that the volcano, you know, came and erupted and killed everybody. And, you know, and they have statues of people who are just like this. And have you ever been there? I was there.
Are those the actual people?
Well, I guess they are the remains of the people inside, you know, while they were running, and they got like kind of burnt and kind of like in that.
They still have the actual people.
I don't think the people are there anymore, but I guess the lava went around.
The lava had turned into rock structures.
And you know, maybe somebody fell and was on the ground, and now they lifted him, and he's like this. But you know, the lava went over people, and
Nice.
you know, and then kind of like, you know, made them a rock.
Yeah.
So while the fast food boom didn't start in the United States until the early 20th century, apparently in Pompeii, they were ordering fast food more than 2,000 years ago. Archaeologists recently finished excavating the Pompolia, which is a hot food and drink shop in the ruins of Pompeii. The snack bar was first discovered in 2019. Now, Massimo Ossano, the Director General of the Archaeology of Pompeii, said in a recent statement, the fast food restaurant they're calling, the archaeologists are calling it Thermopolia, it was widespread in the Roman world. In Pompeii alone, there were 80 of them. The restaurant's counter was equipped with a series of deep terracotta jars where hot foods would be served from soup containers. And the shop's exterior was adorned with a colorful facade, and people would come in and the soup was already ready. And just like fast food, they would pour it and boom, you pay and you're out.
Wow.
I
never even knew that.
So here we thought the McDonald brothers in the 1940s came up with fast food.
Nope.
Nope, they did not. Going over to Australia. An Australian surfer is being hailed as a hero for pulling a woman from the rough waters off the coast of Hawaii. Surfer Mikey Wright moved quickly from cameraman to lifeguard in a video he posted to Instagram. The footage shows a woman struggling in the surf as Wright apparently filmed her from a beachside patio in Oahu. Now, other swimmers tried unsuccessfully to reach the woman, prompting White to declare she would need to get saved. He then hands over the cell phone camera to his wife, who continues filming as White runs into the surf and drags the woman to dry sand. Wright captions the video, "Hold my beer," and it was racked up more than 100,000 likes and lots of celebratory comments. Surfer Jesse Miller Dyer quipped, "Who needs a cape when you have a mullet?" That's where we at.
Oh.
Jill, now I know. She was talking about mullets before.
Right.
You remember. Jill knows you better than you know you sometimes, I feel.
Now, not caught on tape with the woman's son, who ran down and thanked Wright in between tears. Wright said it was very emotional. He just kept saying, "Thank you, you saved my mother. I thought she was gone." It was a very special moment.
Oh.
Very nice.
Yeah. Oh.
You know, Australians, they're a little, you know, they're the ones who would run in.
Yeah, I don't know enough to say what they are.
I'm just stereotyping them. I'm sure, you know.
But off of this is great.
Yeah. Meanwhile, let's move a little to the UK. Let's start, you know, By the way, we already know what happens on these stories from the UK, right?
It's about to be crazy.
Let's see what happens here in the UK. A UK mom was left in hysterics when she opened an unexpected package that she had ordered while drinking wine and a bit tipsy. After a Zoom drinking night with her pals, Jemma Harvey apparently had ordered a life-size cutout of Britain's Prime Minister, Boris Johnson. Now, the stay-at-home mom says she couldn't be happier with the $40 cardboard cutout as it kept her entertained while isolating at home. Jemma said, I had no idea that the box may contain, as I couldn't remember ordering anything. I couldn't stop laughing when I opened it to find Boris staring at me. Now, Jemma jokes that Boris Johnson is now in her support bubble. However, she has since had to dismantle the cardboard cutout. There it is, Yo-Yo and Vanessa. We have come up with it.
What?
We have come up with it. There it is. I know now. We were talking the other day about what's the next swag we're going to give out for 2021.
Are you going to give out a cardboard?
I'm going to give out not a cardboard of just me.
Merch, all 2021.
All three of us. All right. You know, our squad.
I'll be like this
our squad's going to be at home drinking. They're going to get drunk and they're going to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to order Bradshaw live cutout. Live cutout.
I can't wait until 5:30 tomorrow. I need these guys all day, every day.
That would be amazing.
I want to ask the squad, should we do a life-size cutout swag and send them to the squad of do people want that in their living room?
Are you serious? They're going to say yes.
Do you think they want that in their living room?
I don't know if it'll be in their living room. Might be in like a playroom or garage. Bring us out every now and then.
You know, imagine like somebody puts it up in their living room. They come and they go, "What the hell you got here in your living room? What the hell are these three people?" That's Uncle Brad, Yo-Yo, and Vanessa. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Yeah. Meanwhile, South Korean city is offering a grant of nearly $100,000 for couples who have at least 3 children. They want more kids in South Korea, Yo-Yo. Wow. Yes, they are looking for men to come and make more kids and women.
Really?
Yes, both. They'll take men or women. Well, apparently the South Korean network KNN reported Wednesday that the city of Changwon is combating the problem of a declining population. The new policy grants loans of 100 million South Korean won, or about $92,000, to married couples who give birth. If the couple gives birth to 1 child, the interest on the loan would be waived. For 2 children, 30% of the loan principal would be forgiven. And if the family got 3 kids, they forgive the entire loan.
Oh, wow.
What do you think of that? $92,000 to have 3 kids.
Listen, where do I sign up?
I always
you would bring 3 kids now. You would bring 3 kids into the world for $92,000?
Hey, no, I have no kids. But I had always said that 2 was it. And hey, if that 3rd one's going to take it there, I mean.
Listen, might as well get started early.
All right. And finally, the name of a favorite food was able to wake a Taiwanese teen up who was in a coma. The family of a Taiwanese teenager can thank their son's love of fried chicken fillet for rousing him from a 2-month coma. What? You can't make this stuff up. The 18-year-old teen, identified only by his last name Chu, was riding on a scooter in 2019 in northeastern Taiwan when he got into a traffic accident. The accident left Chu in a coma.
Wow.
Doctors used a scale called the Glasgow Coma Scale to rate the severity of the condition. And through a series of emergency surgeries, they managed to stabilize him. But although Chu was no longer in immediate danger of dying, he did not wake up from his coma. But one day, Chu's older brother was with him at the hospital attempting to engage his brother in some banter. He said the following, "Brother," he said, "brother, don't wake up. I'm going to eat your chicken. I have your chicken next to me, and I'm going to eat it." Suddenly, Chu's heart rate monitor began to beat faster. And according to doctors, his brother's directed Chu to jump up out of his bed and say, "Where's the chicken?" I don't know if he jumped out of his bed and said, "Where's the chicken?" But he woke up from his coma.
That's wild.
I made that up. I made the part up that he jumped out of his bed and said, "Where's the chicken?" But up to that point, that was a true story.
Fried chicken is it comes from the heavens.
I'm going to tell you something. I'm thinking about fried chicken now. All right. And I'm saying to myself, fried chicken. Maybe we should just end the show and I should go out for some fried chicken. That's how powerful fried chicken is. I'm just going to end the show and just say, that's it. We're done. I'm going for fried chicken.
Right. So I want to
very powerful fried chicken.
I want to ask you two and also the squad out there. I'm going to look in the comments. What food would wake you up out of your coma?
Right. That is such a good question, Yo-Yo.
I'm going to tell you what would wake me up out of my coma.
What would wake you up?
I know what it would be.
What is it?
What do you think it would be? It's not fried chicken, by the way.
It's not.
No. What do you think it would be?
Would it be a steak?
No, but you're close. It's red meat, but not a steak.
A burger?
Yes, but from where?
Ooh.
Not a Shake Shack burger.
You got it. You got it. I'm in a coma. Okay, I'm telling you now. All right, if I'm in a coma,
I'm gonna eat your Shake Shack burger.
Yeah, exactly. I want Vanessa to come in and go, Brad, I got you a double cheeseburger from Shake Shack.
Wake up, Brad.
Okay, I'm gonna eat it.
Brad.
Now. Brad. I'm gonna eat it. And boom, I would be up. It would be like a medical miracle.
And Yo-Yo, you're a West Coast boy. We were having this argument the other day.
In and out.
In and out? Is that the food?
But I love In-N-Out, but I don't think it tops Shake Shack.
What's the food that you would put that we would want to whisper in your ear that we're eating your food that would wake you up out of a coma?
It's between an In-N-Out burger
and Shake Shack.
No.
Oh.
And injera, Ethiopian food.
Oh,
if you say you have a good plate of Ethiopian food, it's called. We have to go to the Ethiopian restaurant.
Yeah, why don't you? Yeah, take me.
I got you.
Okay.
If you say you have a good
what is it? What is it?
So it's a spongy bread called injera, but on top of it, there's different sauces. So lentil sauce, there's red meat sauce, there's chicken sauce. If you say you got a full plate that my mother made, and you said you about to touch it, I'm doing a flip out of the bed.
Now I want you to know, maybe if you took me to the Ethiopian restaurant and I eat it, that injera would get me out of a coma too. Yes. Okay. But right now, if you say to me, I'm in a coma, you say, Brad, I'm going to eat your injera. I don't know what the hell you're doing. I'm going to my coma.
There's so much food in the chat.
You can take me, get me out of my coma.
There's so much food in the comments. It's so funny.
Yes. Allison,
yes, Indian mangoes, cassava leaves and rice, roti, cassava leaves, Liberian cassava. I don't even know what that is. Give me some saltfish. For me,
saltfish.
I see salmon and white rice, chicken parm too. I see chicken fillet.
Ooh.
What do you got?
I love fried chicken. Like for sure, love fried chicken. Like
Popeyes
fried chicken though. Like Popeyes over. Popeyes crispy, nice over KFC any day. And then there's a Dominican dish that's called mofongo.
Mofongo! Girl!
I'm going to tell you something. I am so hungry right now. We're going to end the show. Thank you very much. I'll answer your immigration questions tomorrow. You're making me so freaking hungry.
Just pork and cheese mofongo. It's over.
All right. Goodbye, everybody. Go. I'm going to go cooking.
Brad needs to try that.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Dolce De Niro curry chicken.
Or jerk. I saw jerk chicken in the chat.
Listen, Haitian rice with griot and pickles. I don't even know what is that. What is griot and pickles?
I know griot. I don't know pickles.
I don't know what pickles is.
I'm surprised nobody said oxtails. Come on.
I'm sure we've seen some oxtails by now, right? You would think we would have seen some oxtails by now, right?
Right.
Thanks for watching. For more Brad Show Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.